Hey, here's a really simple question. If masks are effective and if masks work, this is what we're told. Remember, initially we had to wear them for 2 weeks to flatten the curve. 2 weeks became a month became 6 months, 6 months became this 8 month never ending mandate to infinity and beyond. And we have one presidential contender insinuating that if he is elected, it will be a permanent mandate. If masks work, which is what we've been told by the scientists, the experts, why are people still getting sick? The answer to that question and many other things that will intrigue your mind next on the afternoon drive. Before we get to the corona flip, and there is a flip in process. Before we get to that, couple other things. Breaking is this Hunter Biden story that the Senate Homeland Security Department on a Hunter Biden hard drive have found emails where Hunter himself in the emails is talking about introducing his father, then Vice President Joe Biden, to top executives within Burisma. Bum, ba-dum, bum. Now, of course, this is still breaking. It's developing. It's being investigated. We know that faux pas news will cover it for a couple of days. The mainstream media will basically ignore it. Joe Biden's already issued a denial. A Joe Biden denial is about as valid as a Joe Biden affirmative. He came out the other day and was so glad to be running for the Senate. No, dude, you're running to be the president. Remember? But that's all right, because in that same speech in Pennsylvania, he also talked about that he, like President Obama, they envision super high-speed rail travel in the U.S. And with all of these jobs in manufacturing going away, no, Trump brought them back. It was under you guys they went away. With all this manufacturing going away, these would be good, high-paying jobs to lay railroad tracks. It just amazes me. I should have played the video clip of JFK saying, we dare to go to the moon and do these things not because they are easy, but because they are hard. John F. Kennedy, the face of the Democratic Party for 2 generations. But under Barack Obama, and now the legacy continues under Joe Dementia Biden, they killed the space program. Barack Obama, I lived on the Space Coast during the Obama administration. They killed NASA. They killed the space program. It is coming back under SpaceX. It is coming back under President Donald Trump. Better be paying attention, Titusville. Better be paying attention, Cocoa. Better be paying attention, Cape Canaveral. You won't have a friend in the White House in Joe Biden. Keep that in mind, because again, they aspire to take us to the technology of the 19th century, the choo-choo train. But Biden said in that Pennsylvania speech that a locomotive plant here in town is considering going out of business. No, they're not. And they immediately had to do all types of damage control and come out and tell all their employees, we are not going bankrupt. We are not going out of business. See, but Biden is just a pathological liar, and he has dementia. He doesn't know what he's saying half the time. It's why he wears an earpiece and they have to tell him what to say. It's why he does what he does. Now, tonight, there are going to be 2 competing town halls. President Trump's going to have one, and Biden's going to have one. Now, this never is a good look for Biden. The other day, he did a drive-in movie theater style rally in direct competition with a Donald Trump rally in Sanford, Florida. Biden had 30 cars just outside Toledo show up to his event. 30 cars. Let me just pause right here to tell you that during the pandemic, I, Pastor Marty, and the church I pastor of Bowling Green, Ohio, just 20 minutes from the city of Toledo, 1 hour from the Motor City, Detroit, I, your ever so humble host, Pastor Marty. For 1 month, we did drive-in church. Easter Sunday, we had about 120 cars. On any given Sunday, we had 80 to 90 cars, on average of 3 individuals per vehicle, family cars as many as 5 to 6 in the vehicle. Only a couple of cars had a single person in them. What I'm trying to say is me, little old Pastor Marty, at my church that I pastor, we had more cars at a drive-in church service, and this was early spring, and it was cold. One Sunday morning, it snowed. We had more cars than the man who wants to be president had. 30 cars. He did an event here in Miami, and nobody came. The event planner said, well, we purposely kept it this, quiet. You kept it quiet because you knew nobody would show. And nobody did, other than the Biden entourage, his staff that goes with him, and the media. No one went. No one. Again, don't believe these lying polls. There is no enthusiasm. And when you start reading, even on the Drudge Report, the election's over. This race is over. They said the exact same thing in October of 2016. Who won? And that's all I'm going to say. And I'm telling you, the momentum is in Trump's favor, and he is going to flip blue states. That said. So Biden now saying that I had nothing to do with Burisma. I don't even know what Burisma is. Yes, you do. And we'll just let this play out under the investigation. That's one story. We'll push that aside. Then, of course, we have the confirmation hearings going on of Amy Coney Barrett. I got just one word to say. Class. She is the epitome of class. I can't lay a finger on her. She is unfazed. She is undaunted. Even when Senator Kimono from Hawaii, I know, but when Senator Kimono, wearing the muumuu from Hawaii, asked her, have you ever sexually abused anyone since being a legal adult or a judge? Oh, really? We're going to try to Brett Kavanaugh Amy Coney Barrett now? Really? Is that where this is headed? You trying to hope to get maybe one of her former students to come forward and say, she sexually harassed me? As I said before, just envision having a game night at your house. And a group of you are sitting around a table and you're having fun, you're playing a game, and all of a sudden somebody at the table who's losing and losing badly, rather than, just kind of fold and, let everybody else finish the game out. Oh, no, nay. Now what they want to do is they want to change the rules. They want to change the way you play the game. No. Sorry, doesn't work like that. But that's what Democrats want to do. They're constantly wanting to change the rules to benefit themselves. This narrative that this has never been done before and we can't be holding it yet. Stop. Just stop. And there's nothing I can really say about Amy Coney Barrett other than she is beyond qualified for this position. So that said, let's move on to the Corona flip. I go back to my original question. If masks work, why are people still getting sick? It's funny. CDC came out on Monday, a report that has all but been erased and expunged from the internet now. CDC said on Monday that 85 to 88% of all new COVID cases are from people who have been following all the mandates, including masks. Bum, ba-dum, bum. Sweden and other countries that didn't do lockdowns that percentage-wise are right where the United States is as far as number of cases per population, number of deaths per cases. They did no shutdowns. Viruses work through herd immunity. This is how you get over a virus. The longer it's around, the more resistance we build to it. Now, yes, it's true. More people are getting it. And it has nothing to do with, oh, see, we opened the schools and we limited social justice, and now look what's happening. No more social distancing, and people stop wearing masks. That is not what's going on. As a virus weakens, it actually spreads faster. But notice, it isn't just the president. The vast majority of the people get it and they're over it, and like that. This is not the death plague, which is why the WHO, the World Health Organization, came out on Monday and said, stop the lockdowns. That's deadlier than the virus, as if they had nothing to do with the lockdowns. Joe Biden was asked on Monday, one of the few questions that he actually will give a direct answer to, because the reporters love to hear him say it, because they love to hammer it against Trump, but all of a sudden, he either had a dementia moment or we are seeing the flip of the script beginning to happen on the liberal left. Joe Biden was asked, Mr. Vice President, if you're elected, will you enforce a national mask mandate? And if the experts say it's needed, would you do another lockdown? Now, of course, they were expecting him to say yes and yes to both questions. These are supposed to be easy softball questions for the former VP. He doesn't even need his earpiece for those. And he shocked them when he said, I was never for a lockdown. That was all Donald Trump. Wait, what? It was all Donald Trump? No, I mean it was Fauci who basically scared Trump into millions of people will die if you don't do this and you'll be blamed for it. See, again, I don't call this the China flu. I call this the Fauci flu. Did you really just say it was Trump? The New York Times on Monday runs a big article. Health experts tell us, the scientists tell us, pandemic nearly over. Going to end much sooner than even they thought. Now, see, here's what's happened. The Democrats, listen to me. They've seen the internal polling numbers. And again, they're trying to convince you the election's over. This is what we call a soft suppression. They want you to be convinced that this game is so far gone, you can't win it. So don't even bother to go out and vote. They're trying to get all of you enthusiastic Trump people to stay home, to not vote. But they run the risk of also convincing their own electorate, their own base, that, well, if this is so in the bag, now I guess I don't need to go vote. So there's always that double edge. But again, the polls and the reality on the ground are at polar opposites. There is zero enthusiasm, zero excitement for anyone to go vote for Joe Biden, other than those who just viscerally hate Donald Trump. But even that is dissipating, even among never-Trumpers. I mean, we are now seeing formally anti-Trump publications like the National Review. They're now coming out for Donald Trump. Remember, last time around, Glenn Beck and his media conglomerate, anti-Trump. They're all on the Trump train now. I'll bet even Ted Cruz votes for Donald Trump this time around. What do you think? So, this idea that it's over, it's not over. I'm telling you, it is going to be a bloodbath for Donald Trump. So, the internal polls for the Democrats, they know this. And they know one of the things that's really killing them, aside from the rioting, is all of this, even among Democrats who hate Trump, think that he's too risky with his behavior of these big rallies, etc. Even they're sick of these mandates. Even a place like liberal California, people want to go live their lives. That's why they move there. They move there to walk the beach and to sit in their bistros and at their sidewalk cafes and sip their lattes and talk and visit and, be able to take their pets with them wherever they go. That's why they move there. That's why they live there. They were creating the liberal utopia. It was Nancy Botox Pelosi and Mad Maxine Waters who turned it basically into a tent camp for homeless people. And then that lunatic Gavin Newsom and what he's doing out there. Interesting to see thousands of people in the streets celebrating the LA Lakers in the same city, Los Angeles, where you can be fined for going to church. See, worship is not the problem in Los Angeles. It's who you worship. So the Democrats know that the coronavirus and the lockdowns and the masks and the mandates are a lose proposition. Now listen, because I'm going to teach you some inside politics here. So they are going to slowly flip the script so that within the next 2 weeks, it will so filter through the news cycle that you won't, we quote, remember what they said 2 weeks before. And the new narrative will be, we didn't need to do lockdowns, we didn't need to do mandates, this was all Donald Trump. He did this. And see, some of the stupid Republican governors like Mike DeWine of Ohio, who came out today and said, we're averaging 1,400 new cases a day. We're in for a very long, hard winter. Gee, Mikey, apparently you missed that the New York Times has already declared the pandemic is over. Apparently you've missed that who've said no more lockdowns. No, bad. No, bad. Don't do that. No. The CDC is saying, hey, 88% of the new COVID cases, people have been wearing masks. Who knew? See, the Republicans who get caught up in the politics as usual and think that the narrative is still playing out, that we're supposed to, be in favor of endless mandates and lockdowns. No. The Democrats are getting ready to flip the script on you, honey. They're getting ready to say they were the ones that tried to fight this, and we could have beaten coronavirus months ago if we hadn't done all this nonsense. I know. You're shaking your head right now saying, Pastor, there's no way they can pull that off. With the whole media behind them, with Silicon Valley and big tech expungiating anything offline that becomes an inconvenient truth for them to handle. I'm telling you, the flip is on. Be on the lookout.